Patrick, I need your help because I've never done this with the Legos. I'm doing it to Zoom. Like I know how to get the Zoom part, but
well, you've got to open Mevo and hit out.
This one?
Yeah, open Mevo, hit
Okay.
out.
See, this is the issue.
Hang on.
Wait, what are you doing? I get confused. Out?
Hit out.
Okay.
You got to link cameras. You don't have any cameras turned on.
Well, I don't even know what you've done. It says optimize latency.
Allow.
Now what? I already hit that.
Connect computer. Okay. Now wait for the cameras.
Okay. Do you like me down to the wire? I didn't know I had to go out. I've only done live or set myself up for live.
Why are your cameras not?
Not finding here. Let's hit this and see.
2 cameras found. Loading. Loading.
They're just loading. Okay, let's see. Close. Do you think because I did the order in which I did it?
Yeah, you need the cameras on first. So.
Okay, should I?
Hang on.
Should you be sitting on that? I don't think so. Let me go get my coffee. Better put this on. Well, this isn't connected to anything, right? Because I'm not using my phone.
Your cameras are going to be your mics.
Okay. Let me see if who's here. Add to picture in picture so you can use it on top of other tabs. Should I say allow? I don't know what that means.
Why are these not? The fuck is going on?
Patrick, this is on. The Zoom's on. Please don't swear.
Okay, now you should be set. So hang on a second, please.
Oh my God, I would never be able to do this by myself.
Shut everything down.
Oh my God.
Like you needed the cameras on first so that they would
So I'm going to close this window. I don't want that one. I want that one. View, admit all.
Why are you like this?
I don't know. Vivo Wireless.
Wait a second. There you go. Now you're good.
Hi. Sorry, guys. You guys can hear me? So I think
Yeah,
I
I
have to
can hear you.
Patrick. Can you guys hear me now?
Yep, we
Okay.
can hear you now.
Yep.
Okay.
We can-
So shoot, I usually mute my computer, but maybe I have to leave that on. But all right. So let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and spotlight this. I'm sorry you had to wait. Just know that I'll always be here. We had to just restart everything because I turned my cameras on last, and that I guess the order of operations needs to be there. And I'm going to go ahead and do a gallery view so I can see as many of you as possible. And like this morning, I left the house without having any of my stuff. And then I was like, I don't even know if I have my sample. So we might not even have a sample. We might just start stitching. So I wanted to start off with design database transfer because I really want to push you guys into using that. I know you guys are like, I don't want to use it, some of you, but we're going to go ahead and use it today. And it really is a super, super easy program. So let me get this over here. Oh. Here we go. All right, let's see how my view is. And I am going to go into, for me, I have it right here on my taskbar. So you can pin it to your taskbar once you have it. You just touch, let me let people in too as they're coming in. So I'm just going to touch right here. Oh, you know what? Okay, here we go. So right here, I can go ahead and select my design, and you have to know how you have everything organized. Let me see. Hang on. Let me get you a better view. All right. So you have to know how you have everything organized. I'm going to go ahead and find, I have a folder and it's called Kimberbell 2025. So I'm just going to go ahead and look for that. And this is our October block. You always hit the little pluses. And then I have my embroidery files and my PES for me. And I'm going to touch here. And these are the two designs that we're going to be using today. Before I transfer them down to this area, I just have to make sure it's going to the right machine. And the way you add your machines is this button right here that has the machine with the gear. It's very easy once you're on your network. And this machine is just sewing machine 248. I'm going to touch this one. And to select this one, I have to hold my control key and then touch that one. I have a touch screen, so you would just use your little arrow right here. I'm going to do an arrow down and just send to my machine, and that's it. It's so easy, guys. I have so many USBs now. I never worry about finding my USB anymore. Now I know where it is. And let me go ahead and I'm going to let these people into the room.
Jeannie, I have a question for you.
Here we go. And that's it. Now, when we go to the machine, it will be there. Did somebody say they have a question?
I do.
Yep.
Do you have to have a sewing program on your laptop to be able to do that?
No, that's why I love it because you can view your designs. So we used to sell Thumbnailer a lot or other programs so people could see their designs because your computer cannot read a PES design, so you can never view it there. So now not only can you use it to transfer designs, but now you're going to be able to view your thumbnails. You're going to be able to view your designs as well. So you do not need any software. You're just going to download Design Database Transfer for either your Baby Lock or your Brother machine. There's 2 different ones. So depending on the machine you have, you're going to load that onto your computer and then you are set. And I did a whole video showing you where to find it, but you will literally go to your computer, type in Design Database Transfer Brother, if you have a brother, or Design Database Transfer Baby Lock, if you have a Baby Lock. And then you just put it on your machine. You do need to know how to pin it to your taskbar to find it. And that is it. It is so easy. So maybe we'll do another video, but it is so easy. And I hope that you'll start doing it because then you never have to worry about your USB. You don't have to worry about it being corrupt. You don't have to worry about finding it. You do need to know how to find stuff on your computer. Okay, we're going to start with this today. So we're going to start off by stitching the little embellishments. And I would show them to you, but I don't even know where I put my sample. Isn't that so bad? I'm going to grab this stuff out. So one piece, I used to always use 2 pieces of Dissolve Away for everything. You don't need to though. I have this big piece of leftover. I have a bag, this like chunky bag of stabilizer at my house with all sorts of leftover stuff. And I found this in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and hoop it right here. And I'll pin up the rest of it. But I want you to grab your 4x4 hoop. That's all you need. Something comparable. You're just going to put in 1 piece of Dissolve Away. How about I do it on a flat surface? 1 piece of Dissolve Away. I'm using this big piece and I'm not cutting it down because then I'll be able to use it for other stuff. I'm sticking to the magnets on my 7x12 hoop. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to stitch 2 sets. You're doing 2 sets of, I need the arrow up. Okay. And tighten it up if you need to, but mine is nice and tight. I'm going to go ahead and just clip this out of the way so it's not kind of hanging out all over the place. You don't always have to cut to size. I'll use a big piece and then use the big piece later. You know, it'll leave you more options. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put this onto my machine. Design should already be over there. Let's go to the machine. Let me see if I can get out even further. Image control. There we go. All right, let's go in. When you transfer via Design Database Transfer, sorry about the angle. How's that? Wait, hang on. Let me work on it just for a second. There we go. Okay. You're going to go to the pocket. I'm on the Avenir. So some of you just have the button where you're going to go straight to your USB. This is the pocket right here. It's the one with the Wi-Fi symbol. So you're going to go ahead and touch that. Oh my God. My eyes are so bad. I can't see what I'm supposed to be seeing. And then there's my designs right here. So we're going to be using this one first. So let's go ahead and load that. And then I want you to hit set. Now, the next thing you're going to do, because we're going to put 2 of these in here, you want to choose your hoop size so you know how much room you have to work with. So to choose your hoop size, you're going to go to the, it's either going to be your gear if you're on the Avenir or Radiance, or it's going to be the notebook paper. It looks like a little piece of notebook paper. You're going to choose that button. It might be down here on the bottom too. And when you have your embroidery arm on, it should automatically take you to your embroidery settings. And we're going to go here and you're going to choose your hoop size. Avenir and Luminaire, you're going to be able to have the push and the pull. For the other machines, you're going to have to arrow to it. But you want to go ahead and select the 4x4 hoop because that's what we're using. And that's all you need. I'm going to leave mine at my top speed. Make sure that you're at your defaults. If you ever change these, change them back because the defaults are optimal for what you're going to be doing. And if you have this feature, make sure your embroidery foot auto down is on. That's only for the Luminaire and the Solaris. And go ahead and say, okay. There we go. So what we're going to do is Hang on one second. I'm going to go ahead and touch right here so you can see there. All right. I want to take this design. I'll just use my finger and I'm going to snug them down in the bottom right corner. I'm over the edge, which will tell me to switch to a bigger hoop. So in this situation, I use my finger for general placement, and then I use my arrows for precision. So I'm going to go into my edit options right here. So I'm going to touch edit. And now I'm going to use my arrows. You might have move, the word move. So I'm going to go to my arrows, which is the same thing. And here are my move arrows down here. And I'm just going to make sure I'm snugged in that corner without being over the edge. And you'll know you're over the edge because when you go to the next screen, it'll tell you to change to a bigger hoop. We're going to do another one of those because you need 2 sets. You might as well do it all now and do it in one hooping. So I'm going to say okay to get out of this screen. And then I'm going to go ahead. Easiest thing to do is make a copy. That is your make a copy button. It has a square with a perforated square. If you're on a different brand, just use whatever button it says to make a copy. If you don't have that feature, you're just going to hit add. You're just going to touch add and bring that design in again. Okay? So you have options. You have options. Don't worry, guys. You can do it on whatever machine you're on. Actually, you can't. There are some machines that don't let you add. And in that case, you'd have to stitch one out and then you would stitch it out again. So for me, I'm just going to hit this button right here. Okay. Brings it in there. I don't want the one underneath it to move. So I'm going to use my move arrows. So here's my move arrows and let's move it up and let's rotate it. I guess you don't have to. We could just leave it like that. Oh, yeah. In my video, I think I rotated it, but you have plenty of room just like that. So don't even worry about rotating. But if you want to, I took mine and rotated 180 degrees. But why do more than we have to do? This is what you should have right now. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say okay in my bottom left corner right down here. And I'm going to go to embroidery. And for me, it worked. If anyone had it say move, change to a bigger hoop, what you need to do is you're just going to go ahead and go back to edit and you're going to take that design and scoot it in just a couple of clicks. You're just over the edge somewhere. So if it's telling you you need a bigger hoop, a lot of people go, I know this is a 4x4 design, but if you choose a 4x4 hoop, you have to be within the stitch area. Even one click out is going to tell you to change to a bigger hoop. All right, I'm in. I'm going to touch embroidery. And you can't, okay, this is the other thing. Some of you are going to want, wait, do you need to mirror it? Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, that's a great question. So, wait, you know what? You don't. You don't because these aren't fitting inside. If you want to mirror image it, you can. You would have to mirror image one at a time. So, but you don't have to because it's a dimensional embellishment that's going to go sit on top. It's going to get sewn on the top. So it's up to you. If you want to mirror it, let's do that right now. So I'm going to hit return. I'm going to take this one right here. That's highlighted. Whatever the box is around is what you're working on. Let's go edit. And you're going to mirror image it right here. There you go. But now we're going to have to rotate it to fit it in. And you got to remember which one you're mirror imaging. But it doesn't matter. You'll just lay those flowers down however you want. So if you want to mirror image it, I just did the mirror image of this one. Now we have to rotate it or else it's going to stitch on top of itself. Thank you so much for asking that question, Lori. So I'm going to rotate it. This is your rotate. If you have the Avenir or it's going to be the mover. I miss the words. I got to tell you, I miss the words. But I'm going to rotate it. And I'm just going to hit my 90 degree 2 times. Oh, nope, not going to fit. You know what I have to do? Is it going to fit? We'd have to like move stuff around. Yeah, there. Now I can fit it. So you're going to have to mirror image the other, not mirror image, but rotate the other one. Do you have to do that? No. But if you want to do it, you can do it. I'm over the edge, I can tell, so I have to move it back within the but good question. Now you'll have one set mirror image and one set just regular. Oops, Somebody's in the room. Hang on. Let me let the guests in. Hang on. Admit. Okay. So we are mirror image, and I did have to move the other one to make it fit. All right. I'm going to say okay. If you plan on doing many of these, go ahead and just hit memory too. You can put it in memory right down here by hitting the pocket, because maybe you want to stitch this out like multiple times. All right, now we should be ready to embroider. But do you see how there's a red box around these three? And then I touch this one and there's a red box around those three. Even though the actual embroideries, the flowers don't overlap, the machine sees the red box as the design, the whole red box. So these two red boxes overlap, so we cannot color sort. We're gonna have to stitch one out at a time. So we're gonna go ahead and let's just touch embroidery down here in the bottom right corner. And it's going to do all that hoopla, and then it's going to do it all over again. So we're ready to go. I do like this button down here. This is my go-to button where it shows you the needle minus plus stitches. And I like to stitch from there because if I need to go back 10 stitches or do anything like that, I can do it. I left just a white bobbin in. I felt like you barely saw it. If you want to put a matching bobbin in, you can. I just don't feel like it's necessary. But if you want to do a matching, I think we're going to be doing buttercup. You can go ahead and put a matching bobbin in. I am not going to do that at this time. And let's come right over here. I'm going to slide on my hoop. Any questions? You guys good? My carriage is going to move. And okay, let's go ahead. And I'm going to grab my instructions. And my other thing of stuff. There's all my colors. How are we doing right there? Okay, here. I think that's a little bit of a better view for you. Okay. All right. I literally didn't think I'd gotten November and December, and they sent that out like a month ago. So I will be stitching that probably this weekend. So right here, it is going to tell you, change the bobbin thread to match the top. I really don't think you need to. It was totally fine. The yellow is going to be buttercup. So we're going to stitch the lace, mesh, and satin. So go ahead and put in your buttercup thread. If you're doing the Kimberbell colors, here it is, right here. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in first. How is everyone this morning? It's kind of nice to get jump started with a little bit of stitching. It's going to be 7 minutes of stitching and just start. There you go, 7 minutes of stitching. After we do this, then we're going to change the bobbin thread and we're going to put, oh, well, I'm just leaving it, but we're going to put in shadow next. So shadow is going to be our next color.
Hey, Jeannie. Jeannie,
Yeah.
aren't those flowers peach?
What was that, Leslie?
Are those flowers peach instead of buttercup?
Oh, hang on. Oh, you know what? I am so sorry. Yeah, Leslie's right. That's supposed to be peach. Thank you for asking that. That's perfect because we didn't get too far. Now I can show you how to get back from the screen. I am so sorry about that. Looked at my instructions and everything and didn't catch that. That's why I need you guys. All right. Hit your cut button. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, that is peach. There we go. And we got to go back stitches. So what you're going to do is you are going to go to, oh, you guys seeing it backwards? I don't know how to fix that, but I'm going to go back to the very beginning, which is 0. Do you see stitch 0 here? The other thing I could have done is I could hit this back button right here, and that'll take me to the beginning of that. And I'll see if Patrick can come over here and switch that. Are you guys seeing it backwards? No? It's right side? Okay, perfect. Then I won't stress about it. But sorry about that. Yeah. Thanks for catching that. Here we go. I'm just going to stitch right over it. It'll just be like a color with some depth to it because you might see a little bit of the yellow, but that's going to be fine. I don't know why. I just, sometimes you look at stuff and your mind has already decided it's something. And then so I had already decided that what we were doing was buttercup. Hang on, I'm going to take the lid off of my machine because my filming arm is touching it, and so it's vibrating. Hey, Patrick,
Yes.
can you help me for a second?
I'm selling
I
the
just need you
machine.
to take the lid off of this machine.
Just pull this
Yeah,
off.
just pull it straight up and off. Thank you. There we go. Now we can get nice and close. How are you doing? There we go. And it's literally just going to stitch out all 3 flowers. It'll do little outline stitch on it, and then it's going to do just a little circle of shadow in the center. That's going to help us with the placement. I got to tell you, my favorite part of this embroidery was putting the flowers down, like putting these down at the very end. That was my favorite part. Just let it stitch. How are you guys doing with the wallflower? Is everyone keeping up? You guys doing okay? Oh my God, I know. Well, it's go time. We have a lot of projects, so I just can't this week, and I'm like trying to think about what I want to stitch. And I usually try to do like a mental like checklist of like what's most important. And I'm dying to get the I just got my organza because we're gonna be doing Welcome Friends, the Janine Babbage one with the Christmas fabrics, and I just got the organza and everything, so I want to stitch that out. I want to do the OESD Christmas boxes. And then I want to work on my enchanted spreadsheet. So we'll be ready to go with that. Yeah, somebody sent me something about the layout, and I was like, oh, I haven't even seen it yet. But I wonder if I have it in my stuff now. I probably do. But even if I did have it, sorry, can't share it. It's a mystery, you guys. You gotta wait. Lori's putting together the fabric for October. Has anyone seen the 2026? Has Kimberbell showed it off yet? No? Okay. If they had, I was like, oh, then I'll show it to you right now. But I guess I can't yet. I'm like dependent on you guys to tell me what's going on. Now is the time where I look around your sewing rooms and I get to be nosy. Cheryl, I love whatever setting you have on your camera because it follows you around your room. Yeah, so I'm like, oh, Cheryl's walking over there. Oh, Cheryl's back at her machine. It just follows you. I don't even know how to do that.
I couldn't tell you how I
You
did
know
it
what? I
either.
think Stephanie's is following her around the room too.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
okay. What was that, Cheryl?
I said I have no idea how I did that.
Yeah, maybe that's just something that's automatic.
I think it's on some of the newer cameras.
Wow,
I
that's
think,
kind of cool.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, my iPad's a couple years old, so it will follow me around. Yeah. I mean, it's just 1 or 2 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. It was following you around, so I was like watching you guys walk around your rooms. Okay, so somebody just asked how they order Digital Dealer 2026. We haven't, as a retailer, we haven't gotten all the information yet, so we don't even have it up yet, or at least my rep said they're not releasing all that information, so I don't have it up yet. Okay, now it wants you to change to the dark gray. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my shadow, and it is literally, it's not going to do anything more than just like a little circle. And that circle is going to be used to do your placement. Because when we do the flower, it will stitch a square, and you're going to put the circle on the square. I could be wrong. It could be a circle, but it's just going to be a little doodad right in the center. Because I was ready for it to stitch like a beautiful center. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to get my hands around the filming arm. Here we go, here we go, here we go. I can't wait for next year's. Because next year's is, I think it's Christmas themed. So, but it'll be fun because, you know, when we finish, it'll be December. Did they even tell you that? You guys knew it was Christmas themed, no? Am I like letting the cat out of the bag? Don't tell me any secrets. It's not that I can't keep a secret because I can keep the secret, but sometimes I'm like, I didn't know it was a secret. I didn't know. I thought that was something. It's fine. They're going to be showing you this month. But I think other people knew it was Christmas. I think they like showed a little bit or something. Okay, that's going to be it. That's as much as it's going to do with the shadow, just that little circle that's going to help you place. Guess what? We're done with the first set. Go ahead and put the peach back in. Leslie, thank you so much for catching that. I'm sorry, everybody who was like stitching Buttercup.
They did announce that it was Christmas.
They did. What else have they told you? Have they told you anything else? And when does Houston Quilt Market start? Because I think that's where they're going to be showing and telling everyone everything. You guys are always the one in the know. I never know anything. I got in trouble because they're like, you don't watch marketing. Well, they do a thing every Monday, and quite honestly, we are so busy at the store all the time. Like, I never look at my phone. I check emails if I can a lot of times, because you guys know you'll get emails from me at like 10 o'clock at night. A lot of times that's when I'm actually responding and reading and figuring things out. And I depend on you guys. When you tell me stuff in the live feed, the live feeds are as much for me as they are for you. Because I'm dependent on you guys telling me what's happening. All right, so just stitch out the second set after it's so funny because I think it was my Mickey Kim, like the first video. I showed you guys how to do this in the video, and then I deleted a set because I was like, oh, we don't need that, so just get rid of it. And I deleted it. And then when I got to stitch the second Mickey Kim one, I was like, oh, wait a minute, I need another set. And I hadn't done it yet. So I actually have one extra set, so I just need one of these. But you guys are going to need two. You need one set for each block, and there's two of the blocks. Now, the other thing I'm going to do today is I am going to mirror image. In my video, I said, I'm going to mirror image this one so that in the live class, I'll just do it regular. And then I said the words, but then I never went through the steps of mirror imaging. So I'm going to mirror image this first set or this block that we do today. And then if you guys don't want to mirror image, don't worry about it. You can just do it the regular way. But I'm going to mirror image the first one. At least that's what I'm telling myself. Hopefully I can make it through the actual step of mirror imaging it. Oh, you know what I forgot to transfer? I forgot to transfer the quilting design. So I'm going to have to do that again. If you want to do that with me, then I want you to go on your computer right now and I want you to download Design Database Transfer. If you haven't done it and you're just sitting here watching this stitch, go on your computer and I want you to type in Design Database Transfer for either Brother or Baby Lock. How many of you have been using it? Any of you? Ah, Leslie's been using it. Do you love it? Don't you love it, Leslie? It's so easy. Cindy, have you been using it? No? Where's your computer? Go do it right now. Are you scared? You're on it. It's okay if you're on it. Liz, you've been using it?
I'm on my
Nice.
laptop. Can I download it while I'm doing this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can absolutely download it while you're doing this.
Okay.
It's like so easy. So go Design Database Transfer, Brother.
Oh yeah, but you gotta open this stuff.
If it's scary, don't do it now. I don't want to stress you out. And I think you can't do it on a laptop. I mean, on an iPad or something. Or can you? Can you save designs to an iPad? I don't have an iPad, so I don't know. No? Okay, you got to do it on a computer or a laptop then.
I do have to admit, the other day when the pattern came out for this, I decided I was going to make my flowers and have them done ahead of time.
Yeah.
And then I thought, oh, I'll just get my my stuff all ready for the first block. And then I finished the first block.
Oh, you're done.
And then I finished the second block.
You couldn't help yourself. You were like, I gotta just. Are you done with Enchanted? Have you started?
No. I haven't done anything with that, but I did all the pre stuff with you for the event. next week.
Perfect. That was easy though, right? You just have to
Man.
cut and fuse, and that was it. So, well, okay. Overachiever Cindy is already done. And so, what are you working on?
I've watched this lady, what is she, Rooster something or whatever, and she does placemats, and she does quilt as you go placemats,
Yeah.
and she did some pumpkins, 3 pumpkins across it. So
Oh, was it cute?
yeah, and I had gotten some material from my local shop, and
Yeah.
I got way too much material. Oh, I have enough to do this.
Yes.
So I'm cutting them out. And then yesterday, you know, the little blocks with the A, B, C, D, E,
Yeah.
F, I decided I'm not gonna buy those. I can make those.
Yes.
I went
Make
into
them.
I went
Hey.
into my IQ designer and
Fun.
tried
You went into
tried a
IQ
couple of
Designer.
ones.
I love it. Hey, for those of you that are done, if you're done, I want you to rinse them right now. So you're going to cut around, and you want to cut near the satin stitch, but not on it. I honestly, I will just rip a lot of times I just pull the dissolve away, but just go ahead and pull the dissolve away or cut around it. I want you to get like a warm bowl of water, and I want you to rinse away all the stabilizer, and you're going to squeeze the water out as much as you can with a paper towel. So go ahead. I know some of you are already done. I can see you walking around your rooms. So get rid of all that dissolve away. Mine's almost done. I'm just finishing that one up, but I'm a little behind because I put in the wrong color. But
Jeannie, question.
Go ahead, Liz.
What kind of dissolve away are you using?
So for me, I really like to use, for me, it's always the width of the roll that I'm most dependent on. I like if I'm using my 5x7 hoop or my 8-inch hoops, then I always use a 12-inch. And I used to use the Baby Lock one, but we're not distributors for them anymore. So I use the Kimberbell. So the Kimberbell dissolve away if I want 12-inch. If I'm using a hoop that needs 15-inch stabilizer, like my 9.5 by 14, then I'll use the OESD Aqua Mesh. So it depends on the hoop that I'm using. And brands, as far as brands that I use, I will use the Kimberbell or I will use OESD. And I used to use Dime because Dime had a 12-inch too. And their price was a little bit better, but they've discontinued it. And I sent a note to my, are we done? No, I got to put in my shadow. So I sent a note to my OESD rep because OESD and Dime are now one company. And I literally ordered the stabilizer one day and the next day it was gone. So, and I was like, great, order me that stabilizer. And she's like, it's not there. And I was like, what? Because I ordered it the previous day and then it was gone. So I sent a note to my rep and I said, what? I want 12-inch. And they said, that people don't ask for the 12-inch as much. I was like, I use the 12-inch. Like, that's going to be the best size for some of the hoops. And I don't like wasting stabilizer. Do you like that long answer, Liz? I could have just told you my brand. Okay, so I use Kimberbell. I use OESD. And the Dime one I used to use. And I like the Baby Lock one too. The Baby Lock. Because I say 12-inch is the size I use the most. The 12-inch by whatever.
I'm using this Solvay. That's what we had here, and I had to double it because it's already cutting through it. And so,
Ooh, wait, Solvay, and it's this meshy stuff. It's like this.
no, it's clear, like clear plastic.
Oh, so that is different. So the Solvay is, well, it depends on if you have Solvay or Ultra Solvay, but I don't use that. I don't think that's interchangeable with this for me.
Yeah.
The Ultra Solvay I use all the time because that's the same as like Badge Master and it works just as well as Badge Master. But you want something that's going to be kind of meshy like this. So Aqua Mesh, wash away, dissolve away, something like that, but not the clear stuff. Okay? Okay, I'm going to pull these out. I want you guys to come over here. So for this, I literally will, hang on. Just getting my camera view for you. I'm gonna pop this up. But you see, all of this would have been waste. So that's why I just like will leave a big piece. And I will just kind of support this stitch with my finger and just kind of pull it away. I think that's just as easy as cutting. And it's one layer, so it'll do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and just pull all these away. And turn it to the back. You're barely going to be able to see that white thread. That's why I'm like, don't wind up matching bobbin. It's totally fine. You don't need it. Whoop. Okay. A lot of times the instructions are going to tell you to use cold water, which I don't know why. I feel like, and it could be me, I feel like it dissolves better in like hot or warm water. And you just want to kind of rub these until they're not slimy anymore. Until you have all of that stabilizer gone. And I'm just going to take it, and there's not a lot on here, so I don't do it in the sink, and I will take it and I'm just going to flush it down the toilet. But if I'm at home, I dump it into the backyard. I throw it out. We have a patio off of the kitchen, and then I walk past the patio, and then there's like wood chips and stuff. And I'm always like, oh, is this like mean dumping this on because there's my cosium, is that what it's called? In our wood chips. Okay, so here. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this. I'm going to rinse it off. I'll be right back. I'll grab a bowl. Rinse them, pat them super dry. I don't know where my bowl is. I had a bowl in Okay, here we go. Here's my bowl. I'm just going to put, I think this was like somebody's oatmeal bowl or something. This is our all-purpose bowl. Do you guys remember that commercial where they had you soak your fingers? What was that commercial for? Palmolive? Was it for, it's supposed to make your hands like nice? Okay, that should be enough. I want you to clip all, I'm going to take these and put them in a paper towel, and I'm going to squeeze the water out. And we want to clip all those little threads. Let me grab this last one. There's like, no, there were so little. I'm going to squeeze out the water. I'm going to go dump this, and then I'm going to clip those threads. And just so we're not here forever, I am going to clip those threads while we're stitching. When there's like sections of lots of stitching, I'm just going to pat these dry. Something that I love about winter, and I do a lot of freestanding lace in winter, is like we have a couple of heating vents in our house, and I just take my and one of our bathrooms is so hot and warm. And I will take my freestanding lace and I'll put it in there, and it'll be like dry in like an hour. I also have a fireplace in my room. And so I will also put it like kind of above my fireplace because it's like a gas fireplace, so it'll blow. And I'll put it on top of that vent. Because who's got time to wait? I mean, I would probably shouldn't do it, but I would use them like this. I don't care if they're like a little damp. I'll sew right through them. Okay. This is all the naughty stuff that I do that I really shouldn't be telling you about. What not to do with Jeannie Mulligan. That's what we should call this. Making mistakes with Jeannie Mulligan. Okay, we're going to go ahead and hook up for the next thing.
I can between a cloth and iron them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a great idea, right? Because you could use the heat to dry them. Yeah. Okay, I am going to grab. I had Lori cut this for me this morning because as I was grabbing everything and I got in the car, I go, did I forget anything? And yes, I did. I forgot my muslin. So if you're new to me, I use muslin when I can because it just feels better. It feels softer. It's not as plasticky. What muslin should you get? If you guys, any of you remember Nikki Brazel, who was like so awesome, and I miss her so much. She did an event for us. Uh-oh, where are my magnets? Where are my magnets at? Where you at, magnets? Oh, here they are. And she was the first one that I knew of that had used muslin, and she had all these amazing they were Anita Good quilts that she had done. And I was like, well, what did you use it? Because it just felt different. It just felt like soft and pliable, like a baby blanket or something like that. So I like to put the top two on, and then I take my hand and I pull it back here. This is a 7x12 magnetic hoop, and I just love them. I barely use my other hoops anymore, and those hoops were great. I used those hoops for like the first. I've been embroidering since 2008, so like up until like recently. So there's nothing wrong with those hoops. You can use those hoops, and they're wonderful. I like the way these hoop up. And she told me she used muslin, and I'm one of those people that I want to use exactly what you use. So I was like, well, what should I get? And she just was like, don't get she was like, she goes, who cares? She actually was like, who cares? Just use some, like, you could just use some cheap stuff. But I'm the type of person that I always tell my kids, I'm like, don't buy the cheapest, don't buy the most expensive. Like, you can just buy something in between. So that's kind of what this stuff is from we get it from E.E. Shank, and we buy it in the 90 inch, and we buy it in the 45 inch. So, and then I take the end and I just roll it up like a piece of stabilizer. And I love the way it presses out. I feel like it presses out really wonderfully, and I feel like it feels great in the final product. It's not the right thing to use for everything. So if you have something that's heavy stitch count and you're just going to put a piece of fabric down, it does not really provide stabilization. But for me, it's a good base. It's a good base if you have background fabric that's stabilized. Oops. And then you're using batting. Then you get some of the stabilization from the product that's going to be on top. Okay, I'm going to just put this. I love these. These are from Clover. They're the jumbo clips, and I'll just put them on here. And that's my roll, and I'll just keep using it up. All right, I'm going to go ahead and slide this onto my machine. Where's my spray tent at? There you are. I see you. Okay, what you're going to need is now you're going to need this. So this is going to be that's for November, I think. So your background fabric, or I'm sorry, your applique fabric, mine wasn't pre-stabilized, so I can't remember in the directions that they told you to. But anytime I'm trying to decide if my applique fabric needs whether or not it needs shape flex, I'll take it and I'll put it on the background fabric. And if I see it shadowing through, then I go, okay, I need to put shape flex on that. So shape flex is going to give your fabric more body, but it's also going to be something that gives it makes it so the stuff behind it isn't going to show through to the front. You still see it a little bit here, but that's okay. It's gonna, but not as much as you would see this if you didn't have that layer of shape flex. So SF 101. You should have a 6x8 piece of batting. And then I'm going to grab my spray tent and some spray, and we're going to get stitching. Maybe I'll just spray right now because we're here. Okay. This is my dime spray tent, and you are going to be spraying all three of these pieces. Your applique piece that's going to go down. And you know me, I'm a KK 100. How many of you are glue stick people? Do you guys use? I love the spray because I'm lazy and I feel like it gives really good coverage. But I had somebody sent me a note about using a glue stick, and I was like, yeah, I could see using a glue stick for some things. And I was thinking maybe I would carry them. And the one that he had sent me a picture of was the Otis. Is that the brand? Okay, you have a right and a wrong side to your batting. You want to spray the wrong side. And the wrong side is going to be the nubbier side. Just feel it, and one side will be nubbier. I didn't even know there was a wrong side and a right side until one of the gals that was teaching free motion for us told me, and I was like, oh my God. You know, when you learn something, you're like, oh, I just love learning that. So we are all sprayed and ready to go. I do need to transfer my design, so I'm going to do that right now. Sorry, I forgot to do that originally. Here we go. Design database transfer again. So nice. And I'm going to go here. I have it on my taskbar. And I want to go in here to background quilting. So I'm hitting that. I'm going to go background quilting. And the design we need, where is it? Oh, here, spring. Spring embroidery files, block by block. Sorry if you're having trouble seeing that. It's pretty small, isn't it? Here we go. You see that? Okay. Block by block, IMPS. I always hit the pluses first, and once they don't do anything, then I'll hit to the right. I don't even know how to give you instructions about that. And we're going to look for the design we want is from your handy dandy spreadsheet, the 6x8 spring 6. So I'm looking for 6x8. Where's my arrow? There we are. Where's 6x8? Here we go. 6x8. Gonna highlight that before I send it. You always want to look over in this corner down here, and you want to make sure it is going to the right machine, which mine is not. Mine says my baby, which is my 10 needle at home. 248 is where I want it to go. I'm going to arrow down. It's going to put down the one design that I'm sending over, and I'm just going to hit the machine. That's it. Done. We're done. Wasn't that great? I just love that. Okay. For me, I lose everything. So it is so nice that I don't have to worry about losing my USBs anymore. My computer, I misplaced that too, but I can usually find it. All right, Leslie, watch me now. Make sure that I'm not picking the wrong colors, please. I need all the help I can get. Let me close this on my screen so I can see you. All righty. Let's load our design. Let me grab my iPad so I can see what you're seeing. Here we go. All right. I'm going to go home. I'm going to say okay first to clear my screen. Then I'm going to go home. Is it okay to cancel? Yes, it is. Let's go into embroidery. I'm going to go to the pocket down in the bottom left for me on my machine. You guys know how to get to your designs, I hope. And then design database transfer right there. And there's my design right here. So I'm going to load that first. You're going to load your quilting design first. I'm going to go ahead and set it. Then we're going to add. Let's touch the add button. I'm going to go back to my pocket, design database transfer. And it's not called that, but that's what I call it because that's where those designs will be. And then here's the design that we're adding. And then go ahead and touch set. Okay, when you do these, a lot of the wallflower designs, they're not going to be just centered. And I put it on your spreadsheet. So you're going to see right here, I put a line with bottom, see instructions. So there should be a little note there. If you are just using the instructions, where you're going to look is because somebody was like, well, how do you do your spreadsheet? I just literally read through the book and I put all the important information that I need all in one page. So this will tell you the design, the size of your batting is actually the same as this, but this is going to be how big it is with the quilting. And then right here, you're going to look and it's going to give you special alignment information. And it says align the block embroidery file with the bottom of the quilting design. So we're going to do that next. So I'm going to zoom into 200% so you can see it better. So right here, I can touch this and go to 200%. And what you're looking at is right down here. The very bottom, there's two orange lines. The very bottom orange line is the bottom of the quilting design. We're going to take the bottom of the embroidery design, which has the leaves on it, and we're going to take the bottom of the stems and put it on that bottom orange line because the 1/4 inch is right above it. That's the second line. You want the bottom of the stems to get sewn into your seam allowance. So make sure the red box is around your embroidery design, not the quilting design. I'm going to go to edit. I'm going to touch my move arrows right here because I don't want it to move left and right. So I'm not going to use my finger. When I want precision and I don't want to mess with a design on top of a design, I use my arrows. I'm going to scoot them down a little too far. Let me get them up a little bit. And you can choose. It's like there's 2 clicks that kind of make it sit on that line. And we are done. That's what it should look like. Everyone got that? Any questions? Here, I'll show you. How come this isn't letting me image control? Because I'm not hitting the right buttons. That's why. There. So see, that's what it should look like. Bottom of the design should be there. Okay. All right. I'm going to say okay. I'm going to, the other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to 100%. I'm going to choose my hoop size. So for the hoop size, I'm going to be using my 7x12. I want you to choose whatever hoop you're going to be using. Maybe you don't have a 7x12 and you're using an 8x12. Maybe you, if you don't have anything bigger than a 6x10, you're just going to not do the quilting design and then the embroidery design will fit in there. So don't worry about it. Use what you have. I'm going to be doing the 7x12. And you can see how big the 7x12 is. And that's why I'm going to bump the design up. So background quilting is going to bump you out of the 6x10. So just do the design. Don't do the background quilting. Okay. I'm done. I'm going to touch embroidery. I'm going to move my design here in this page that we stitch out from because it will have combined these two and made them into one design. I'm going to go layout to my move. You're either going to touch the move arrows or the move keys. My hoop is on. So if your hoop is on, guess what? I can scoot it all the way up and it will not go outside of my embroidery field. If your hoop is not on, it will let you go too high. So put your hoop on and I'm going to go ahead and scoot this up. And see how it stopped? We're ready to go. All right, let's stitch. First thing we're going to do is, oh, and that's the other thing. We are going to go through the batting, the placement, the tack down of the fabric. Can I do a smaller background and enlarge it as far? Ooh, you know what, Celinda, you can. However, your background usually, like, that's like a great question. Like maybe you could do the 4x6 and then you can blow it up. You're just going to have to be careful of your trimming because you're going to trim it 6.5 by 8.5. And normally on the machines that have the 6x10 hoop, you can only go 20%. So I don't think that 20% is going to get you there. It might. 4x6, 6x8. I don't think it's going to get you there. But yeah, you could blow it up as far as you can blow it up. That's a great suggestion. Otherwise, you'd have to do it in software. Okay. Thanks for asking that. That is a really good question. I'm going to say okay to get me out of this screen. So right down here, I'm going to touch okay. And again, this, I like to stitch from now this part right here. I'm going to touch the minus and plus. Needle minus and plus. And then this is going to show you what we're stitching out. The first step is going to be, so usually it's turquoise and orange. Turquoise is going to be placement. Orange is going to be tack down. Let's go ahead and do this first. I still have my shadow in there. I'm going to leave that because I want a color I can see. I'm going to go ahead and hit start. My fabric is all sprayed. I'm going to grab my batting. That's what's going to go down first. Any other questions? But that's a good question. You can't put anything bigger than the 6x10 if that's your biggest hoop size in, but you can put something smaller and then make it bigger. Yeah. You could try that, see how big you can get it. And then, you know, if you feel like that's the machine that you're going to have for the, whoa, wait a minute. Sorry. Let me get back to this camera. There's software, like there are software options for you. I'm really excited about BES. Oh, look at all this. Dog hair. Dog hair, dog hair. Threads. Anything dark that might shadow through, get rid of it. Okay, you're going to put this down. I also sprayed my background fabric. Grab your background fabric. You're going to lay that down too. If your batting is cut to size, mine is already cut to 6x8. So I'm going to lay this down as well. And I'm going to feel for the batting. I want to make sure there's about 1.5 inch all the way around. And I'm going to go ahead and settle that down. We're going to skip some steps. Let's go back over to this screen. We are going to skip some steps. So I'm going to say on mine, it puts this up here. I find that really annoying. I wish they could get rid of that. Next step, this orange is tacked down for the batting. If you cut it to size, you don't need it. This is placement for your background. If you already put that down, you don't need it. This is the tack down for the background. I am going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and do the tack down for the background. Do it in a color you can see. Do not do linen or a color that's going to blend right now. Okay, I have been using a lot of pearl. Where's my spatula? This is the year you're never going to get a needle through the finger because you're going to use your spatula instead of, I should open a set here for the store. And I'm going to go grab pearl. Hang on. Pearl's like my new favorite color. And I love it because it's a little bit darker than the linen, so it stands out a little bit more without being distracting. So here's my pearl. The next step is, let's get our instructions before I lead you astray. I mean, you can look at your screen too. It's showing us that it wants to do the quilting stitch. So go ahead, and if you're not there, then maybe you didn't fast forward or something. So make sure you're on the quilting stitch. I'm going to use pearl. So it's a little bit darker than the linen, but not as dark as like a tan or cashmere. It's been kind of my color of choice. I can't remember what I used it for the first time, but now that I've used it, I'm like, I love pearl. I actually used it all up when I did the freestanding OESD pumpkins because I used it in that, and I used it down to like the last thread. I was like, wow. Okay, quilting stitch. And if you're wild and crazy, not that you're wild and crazy, but you could use a color that stands out. I'm boring. I'm boring and safe. All the walls in my room at my house are white. Lindsay, who works here, she was showing me like one night she got bored and she just painted her walls hot pink. And I was like, oh my God. And it looked so good. I was like, oh, I wish I could do that, but I'm too scared. So I just paint everything white.
Hey, Jeannie,
So, yeah.
I'm using First Kiss because I like it a little bit darker and it
Oh,
blends in really pretty.
yeah, I love First Kiss. First Kiss is like the lightest pink, right? I love that one. It's like a pink mauve. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's a great idea. First Kiss is this is bold for me. Pearl, I'm like, I am living loud and proud with my pearl. Okay, after we do the quilting stitch, if you are a little bit ahead of me, this is really important too. So in your instructions, sometimes it's going to tell you to skip to step 3. If you have a 6x10 hoop and you are going to be doing, you're not going to be doing the background quilting, or you're going to get straight into the embroidery, Then you're going to do step 1 and 2 because it's a placement line and a tack down for your background fabric. If you've done block by block, you're going to skip ahead and you're going to go to step number 3. That's going to be the next step. Do not do steps 1 and 2 if you're doing block by block, which is what we're doing right now. So for those of you that are doing block by block, go ahead and get out your avocado thread. That's going to be the stems of the stem and leaves of the flower. Let me grab my avocado. Yeah, first kiss is a good one. How are we doing? Everyone okay? I love these, like the little inchworms and the snails. It'll be really fun to see what kind of background quilting. I think I asked my rep, and I think she said they're going to include the background quilting again. They have to, right? You can't be like, oh, this year we're not including it. So, I do like to show people how I remove my thread because we were taught to. Here, let's see right here. Can I do it with one hand? Can I get this up high enough? I might not be able to. Oh, there we go. Cut here, pull at the needle, but I unthread. Make sure your foot is open. I like this part is open or else your tension disc is closed. And you are going to just reverse thread. So you're going to undo it from here. Don't pull, just reverse thread. And then once it gets to step number 2, it just comes right out. So don't feel like you have to undo the whole thing. All right, let's go back over here. All right, next step. Remember, we are skipping and we are going to step number 3. Oh, wait. I forgot to mirror image. Whatever. I'm going to have 2 going the same direction. So just remember, if you want to mirror image for your second one, to mirror image. I didn't do it. I forgot again. I'm a big talker. Okay. Oh, it's telling me my network is a little slow, so hopefully this is going to be okay. But I'm going to go ahead and clear this from my screen. Darn it. Oh, well, at the end of the class, we'll mirror image this so you know how to save it, mirror image to do your next stitch out. And I'm going to skip. So right here in the picture, you can see it wants to do that bottom placement line. I'm going to go to the next step. This is the tack down. We've already done that. I'm going to go to the next step, and this is what you should see on your screen. Just 2 little itty bitty stems going to the right. I could totally go back and mirror image this right now. I don't want to confuse you guys. I'm just going to stitch it that way. There's barely any difference. It's just 2 flowers on this side and 1 flower on this side. When you do the other one, it's just going to swing the flower part. Like it'll just swing it. So we're just going to leave it. I think I'm ready to go. Yes.
Switch it.
I don't want to confuse you guys. Are you guys sure? No, don't worry about it. It's fine. If it was the snail or the hedgehog and they're like, I don't want them all marching one direction, then I would switch it. We're fine. This is one of those ones that there's not a huge amount of change. So we'll just leave it. Big talker. Yeah, that's what I did with, I literally in the last one, I was like, okay, and now we're going to mirror image it. And then I did it. I just kept stitching. I'm gonna put in my avocado thread. That's gonna be the brighter of the greens that was in your just for you guys. I want you to remember, if you want to, I want you to mirror image it. If you remind me at the end of the class, well, I'll show you how to take what we've put in there and then mirror image it for your next stitch out. Sorry, I'm hitting my filming arm. I know it's bouncing. This one doesn't matter as much. But if you wanted to do it right now, you could do it, just because it's a good time, because we haven't gotten into the meat of the embroidery. All right, go ahead and start stitching. You are going to stitch the little stemmy stems. It's 1 minute of stitching. And then after that, we are going to put in our dark green. So we're going to put in our aloe. My autopilot is strong. Sometimes I just go, I think the scariest thing sometimes is I will get to work and I will not have remembered the entire drive. You know how sometimes you just go on autopilot and you're like, I drove here safely, at least it felt safe, but I don't even remember the drive. All right, I'm going to take out my avocado. I'm going to put in my aloe. We are on step 4. Step 4, although if you are doing block by block, it will say step 9. I'm so excited to put the little flowers down. Oh, that's what I should be doing. This is going to be 8 minutes of stitching. So we are going to trim all the threads on our little flowers. Let's go ahead and do that. And that's a good hint. If you want to, I wouldn't press it yet. I would press it afterwards if you want to dry it some more, like Cindy was saying she likes to do. Because the threads can, sometimes there's still a little bit of goo on the back and the threads can kind of stick to that. But I want you to grab your dimensional flowers right now. We're going to trim all the threads that are sticking out of the back. You guys all have your little tricks that you do. We all have our little time-saving tricks. Pressing, it's a good one. All right. While it's stitching, I'm going to just be right here. Here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where are my other ones? Wonderful. Well, I only need 3 anyways, and I'm sure I'll find them. Yeah, I am that good at losing stuff. You're like, how did she lose that already? I don't know. But I'm just going to trim these. So I want you to go ahead and grab them. And like, really, you can barely see the white thread. That's why I was like, just leave it. You don't need a matching bobbin. I want you to stitch all the, especially the dark threads. You don't want those to shadow through, but trim all those little threads. We're just sitting here anyways. So get rid of them, including these up here on the, like, the top part. Don't cut your threads, like the important ones, but just trim all of these away. And just flip them over. If you see anything you don't like, get rid of them. And just know the right side is going to be the side where you don't see the white threads at all. You'll see a little bit of the white on the back. So make sure I'm okay with the fact that I can't find 2 of my flowers, because you need 1 large and you need 2 small. Although maybe this one, I'm gonna find it to make it a little different. Maybe I'll put 2 large on. That's me being wild and crazy. If I can find them. And then my 3D embellishments like this, I save them all. Like with the bag that Michelle's doing, the embroidered couching. Those flowers were left over. I did a whole bunch of them for spring is in the air, and I kept them. And so when she finished it, we were like, oh, it kind of needs something. And I was like, oh, I have my flowers, and we used them. So you just never know. Like I have extra bats left over from Kimberbell projects. Like I save all of them. I just put them in a bag. All my dimensional embellishments. Trim away. Trim away. Trim away. I just flip it forward and back. Anything that's like sticking out. Pull, see if there's anything you don't see. My eyes progressively have gotten worse. Kai's coming home today. I'm super excited. I'm sad that Violet's not. It must be hard when the kids don't come home for October break anymore, when they have their own place and their own life and their own kids and all right, I'm gonna go and search up my other flowers. We'll just watch our embroidery stitch out.
Quick question, Jeannie. We did avocado. What's the darker color? Is it aloe?
Aloe. Yep. Aloe.
Thank you.
I do need a reminder to slow down too. So if you feel like it's way too fast for you, oh look, I found them. Here they are, not even on the floor. They were under where I had the paper towel. Okay. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna use 2 large. You shouldn't. I just have one extra set. I have one extra set, so I'm gonna do 2 large on mine. We're gonna pick Kai up and take him out for dinner at his favorite restaurant. I mean, it's hard, I think, for the engineer. He's an engineering major, and his workload is so much harder than the other kids in the house. So I think that's really hard for him. So this week, I was like, let me buy you dinner, and I'm going to buy you extra, so you're going to have leftovers. And he will fight me on so much stuff, but he was like, okay. So I decided, like, once a month, I'm going to do that for them. So they can just, especially Kai, so he can be not stressed out for a couple of days about making a meal. Okay, that one looks perfect too. But we're going to take him, he has a favorite Thai restaurant here in town. If you're local and you've never been to Budang, you should go. It's so good. Okay, my flowers are ready. And they're still a little bit damp, but I don't care. I'm just going to leave them. They're like barely damp. Because I'm lazy. Cindy, I'm too lazy to press them. Another episode of being lazy with Jeannie. That's what we'll call it. If you're not lazy and you want to do it right, go ahead and press them so they're dry, super dry. Okay, so I am looking at my screen. I think I'm about 2/3 of the way done with this. And the next color you're going to put in is going to be haze. So you're going to do those little ball flowers. And I don't know why it's so painful for me to watch them stitch out. Because I'm like, oh my God. Because you're kind of like counting each ball at a time. You're like, this is taking forever. This to me isn't as bad, but watching those balls stitch out, that's painful for me. That's like watching the grass grow or waiting for the water to boil for your pasta. God, cute. Cute, 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 cute. Okay, that's what we're doing next. Those little ball flowers. That's going to be the next step right there. Sorry if that's really blurry.
Jeannie,
Yeah.
when you did the reverse, when you did the mirror image, did you also do that with the background quilting?
I think I did. Yeah, when I did, I think I even saved it, like in my video. But yeah, you might as well, right? Why not? You don't have to, because like that's the background quilting. You don't. Well, if you're doing first kiss, then you might want to definitely do the background quilting so everything's mirror imaged. So yeah, totally up to you. But yeah, I see. Why not? Why not just mirror image both? And don't let me forget, we'll mirror image our design at the end of the class. So you'll have it ready to go for your next stitch out. Are you already on your second one? You are, aren't you? That sounds like Joanne Patterson, the voice. Is it you, Miss Joanne? Okay.
I got to unmute myself. Yes, I'm just thinking ahead.
Yep. Okay. Hayes, let's put that in. We're trying to think of some fun stuff to do for our comfort and joy. We usually do bingo, but we're like, let's do some other stuff. So, anyways, we've been brainstorming. Oh, you know what we used to do when our events were really small is we used to do an actual scavenger hunt, and that was so much fun. But you guys would be running around the house, pulling out like boxes out of the attic. So we're like, okay. So that's why we started doing bingo. All right, stitch these little flowers out. Good time to clean up your sewing room. Or if you're like me, you can't clean it because there's no place to put anything else. I told Patrick, I was like, give me the laundry room. I want the whole thing. Because he has he keeps his like some of his ski stuff out there, like his ski boots and his backpacks and then but I want the whole thing. So I need to figure out a way. I call it like dodo birding. You know how dodo birds, they lay their eggs in other birds' nests, and then the dodos hatch, and then they push the other birds. they push the other hatchlings out. So I'm trying to figure out a way how I can dodo his stuff out of that room.
Hey, Jeannie, can I ask you a question about the 10 needle?
Yep.
What is the difference between the 1055 and the new 1060?
God, quite honestly, there's barely any difference. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to get the new machine. And I was so excited. Patrick's like, somebody was telling me they talked to their local dealer, and their local dealer said, the color of the casings around the screen, I think one's like blue, and so I don't think there really is much difference. I'm hoping at some point, like, how great would it be to have like a 12 needle or a 15 needle or a bigger hoop size or something like that, which would be really compelling. But if you're thinking about upgrading from what you have now, if you have the 1055 to the next one, I mean, we really didn't push it in our store.
Yeah, I don't have either. I would like to get one, so I didn't know if it was worth thinking about the 1060 verse. Is the price gone up quite a bit between the 1055 and the 1060?
I'm not sure. That would have to be a question for Patrick. And there's no like, I know some people. We had a customer that called us that said they wanted to buy their multi needle from us, and they got a great deal from a local dealer that had like a class machine, and we're like, you should jump on that deal. Like, get that one.
Yeah.
Get the 1055. Get it there. If we can beat a deal, we're always going to try and do it. But that was a fantastic deal. So you could always, let us know, and then we can see if that's something we can do better on. But
Yeah.
if you want to get something now, I would say just if it's a choice between a 1055 and the 1060, I would say go with the better price.
Yeah.
Go with a better price right now because
Okay.
there's not that much difference. I think there's a
Okay.
couple of things, but there's an update, and the update made them pretty even.
Oh, okay.
We did
Okay.
not know that. Like, we didn't know that, but I think the update makes them pretty even.
Okay.
There were things I would, like, Patrick would know better than I would, but Patrick said to me, do you want to get the 1060? And I was like, is it worth it? Am I going to get a lot more than, I'm happy with my 1055. It wasn't compelling enough for me to make the change. And I think they went ahead and added things to the update that made them almost even.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I've been needling like crazy. My 10 needle, I absolutely love. This is the time of year where I'm on it a lot. I'm glad we had that conversation, Stephanie, because then I wasn't watching the machine stitch out each ball of this fabric. I'm like, oh, we're on the second one. Yay. Otherwise, I literally count. I was like, okay, we have 7 more to go.
Stephanie, I got mine from my shop in Portland, and it was one of the ladies that worked there, and she said she didn't use it. And so I ended up getting it from her, and it was the one just below Jeannie's.
So you have the 1050?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And that was great too.
But it doesn't have the Wi-Fi.
Oh, it doesn't have the wireless? I do love the wireless. But if you don't have the wireless, you just go via USB. But wireless is really nice.
Yeah, but I got it at an awesome price. The only thing was I had to go pick it up, and I had to have someone help me get it in because they're very heavy.
Yeah, it's a heavy machine. Patrick and I mine. We'll move it together. He takes the heavier end. I take the end with the feet in the front, and he takes the heavier end. But we've always moved mine together. But they are heavy. Just keep stitching. After we're done with this, guess what? Now we're going to use our buttercup. Leslie, please confirm. Buttercup's next, right? Don't want to confuse you guys. Buttercup is next. And it's just going to be a bunch of buttercup. We're going to be laying down our fabric. If you scan and cut it, if you did it by scan and cut, oh my goodness, I was like, how do I know which end is which end? But if you do cut it by scan and cut, which is nice to have that. Number one, I did have one petal that I really had trouble with the coverage. So you might consider doing one click bigger. You don't have to, but there was just one spot. Everything fits so perfectly. But if you look at your flower, look at it. This was my note to myself to do the mirror image. And I was like, should I put it here on the main cover page, or should I put it inside? I should have put it inside. Okay, for those of you that are scan and cutting, let me make this big. There are 2 flowers or 2 sections of the petals that are more like hearts. See, these go all the way down, almost near the center. There's 2 sections here that only go in a little bit, and that's how I figured out how to lay it down. So you're going to have 2 sections that are like a heart. and all the other ones come all the way down almost into the center. So you'll have one that's kind of at like 9:30, like a little bit between 9 and 10, and 3 and 4. Okay? That's how you're going to figure it out. All right. But me, I am doing just the regular applique. So I'm going to put my buttercup in. We're going to do a placement line, and then we're going to place our fabric. We're going to do the tack down, and we're going to trim. Let's put this in first. And I imagine when we do the next one, the Digital Dealer 2026, I'm going to do the same thing. I'll do one version. Oh my goodness, I'm going to use that Moda line that is so beautiful. And I'll do one version Scan and Cut, and I'll do one version just regular traditional applique. If you haven't already sprayed your fabric or glue stuck it or whatever you're going to do, tape, I want you to grab it. We're going to be putting this down. I would definitely recommend that you put a little bit of SF101 on this. And if you're doing traditional applique, get a pair of snips or whatever you're going to cut with, because we're going to need to trim. And you want to get it nice and close, because the finishing stitch is that Kimberbell stitch. And if you're not nice and close, then you're going to see bits of the fabric and little outies of thread. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. I already sprayed mine. Slide it back on. Go ahead and hit start. It's going to be the tack down. Tack down and trim. How are we doing? Is everyone good? Overachievers? Working on something else? Hanging out for so long? I love it when you just join us. You can always just join us just to hang out or work on something else. It's more fun stitching with friends.
I figured out how to download my.
Yay! Did you do it?
No, that other stuff. No, and it started making a lot of noise, and I turned it off.
I
But
did a whole video. Like
but I did download my Boo from the Jeannie Babbage or Jenny, whatever it is.
Yep.
And
Jeannie
that
Babbage. Oh, even though I still call her Babbage.
Well, I repeat what you said, but I had to. It took me a little bit, but because I've never been into hers before, and I got it all, and I'm just gonna check to see if it will show up on my machine.
Yay! Yeah, I want you guys to challenge yourself. Once you do it and you have success, you're gonna be like, oh my God, that is awesome. I will never go back again. Okay, we're gonna trim around this. So go ahead, trim right to the stitch, but don't cut this stitch, but you want to be close. Try to keep my hands out of the way. I love snips because you're just pinching. So I think it's easy to go back and forth between your two hands, but maybe that's just me. And anything I could do, add another episode of Lazy Stitcher. I try not to take my hoop off my machine if I don't have to. Ooh, that's my thumb that doesn't feel good. I was talking to Michelle because I'm like, I don't know if like there's a lot of setup, with Scanicet. And so I'm like, I don't know if it saves me any time, but I just really like it. And I like how clean everything is. And I don't know. I think it's just going to be easier on me in the long run. It's been kind of fun, like learning it and figuring things out. And it does show me I can still learn because sometimes I'm resistant. I'm resistant to change. Last spot. Gorgeous. And plus, I feel like hand trimming is one of my superpowers. Like I love doing it. Okay, we're gonna go ahead, just hit start. Once you're finished trimming that, just hit start and it's gonna do the decorative stitching. You're still gonna use, oop, I'm unthreaded. Hang on. You can see that I'm unthreaded. I'm gonna put my foot out, down, or up so I can pull a little more thread out. And that was like 3 or 4 threads, so I'm not even gonna go back. Another episode of Lazy Stitcher. Jeannie does not go back stitches. I mean, those don't matter. Like a tack down, I'll usually go back because that's like important. But this is going to go over it. We don't need it. Those were stitches. It's fine. Okay, after it does this pretty tack down, I think it's so funny. I was like, yeah, I don't have November or December. And then I looked at my online and I was like, oh, they sent me November on September 1st. So I'll stitch those out this weekend. Maybe. I might be too busy cuddling my baby boy. Okay, this is the decorative outline. Then we're going to be stitching inside of the flowers. There's going to be some detail inside of the flower with Buttercup. And then we're going to do the placement line for our little peach itty bitties. So not too much left. And then I'll show you how to mirror image and you can save it. Oh my God, and I mean it this time. Like, I mean it. This will be my 3rd time saying it, but this is the time I really do it. Somebody did this, and I feel like they blinged it up. I feel like I saw it, and they did rhinestones. And I was like, oh, that's looking good. So this also, I think, has one of the button embellishments. So once you're done, there is one of the butterflies. Do you see it right there? He's going to be in this block. Do you like the view I'm showing you, which is no view at all? Here we go. There. So the butterfly button is in this one. Not sure what else. We got the butterfly and guys get one more week of rest. Because on the 13th, it is go time with Enchanted. And if you can't wait for me, just get started. But I want to get everyone, the rest of I think the ones that we cut in the kit and the store are going to go out next week. And we'll continue to send them out. So get it whenever you want. We're going to be stitching that one out. Okay, once you're done with this outline stitch, just hit start again. And it's going to just stitch inside of the flower and it's just going to do some pretty detail. So just go ahead and hit start. And you could do a different color. Like you could do peach in there. That would be really pretty. Or you could do like a lighter yellow or whatever. Pink. But if you're somebody, yep.
Did you use shadow for the center?
I did. Yeah, I was like, should I change it? Should I do something different? Oh, sorry, my belly hit the screen. Yeah, I did. I know it's not really flowery, right? But
I'm gonna use the color bark.
Yes, that is a good call. Oh my god, I'm gonna do that too. Hang on.
Okay.
Oh, I need to rethread. Somehow I came unthreaded. I think that's a good call. So Joanne's gonna use bark. And that's like because you're like, I don't know any flowers that have like a dark gray center. But I couldn't make a decision. And then so I just did whatever it called for. But I think you're on to it. I'm gonna look for something else. Bark sounds good to me. Like a sunflower or something, you know? It's like a ground center. I didn't bring my bark with me, so I just have this exquisite color, and I'm going to use this. I think that's a good call. Use that. So choose whatever you want for the center. Sometimes I need somebody to decide for me. I need to be like, no, don't use that. It's ick. Use this. I'm like, yeah, you're right. That is better. Okay, next step. After we're done with this, it's going to want you to stitch the flower to placement lines. If you're going to use bark in the center, I would use bark for your placement lines too. Because it's going to want you to stitch like the color here. And if you see a little bit, oops, sorry. Do you guys see that? Did it go dead? Hang on. I don't know why it's showing you that. should be showing you this. Okay. Even if you have a little bit of the shadow in here, it's going to be fine. It's going to stitch over that, and literally it'll just be add a little depth to it. So the next step it wants is the placement line for the 3-dimensional flowers. So choose whatever color you want. I'm going to use bark. Well, this isn't my bark, but I'm going to use this color, which looks a little bit like bark. My bark is at home. I just brought what I needed, what it called for today. And it's going to do 3 placement squares. It's just like itty bitty squares. So go ahead and put in your thread. Placement squares. And there's going to be 2 over here, 1 on this side. Or if you mirror image, it's going to be the opposite of that. So I want you to grab 1 large. Whoops, what happened? Was it not threaded? Hang on, let me check. Oops, sorry. My camera and the camera arm are in between me and the machine, so it just gets in the way sometimes. I do have to go back, and so if you need to go back for this, then you can just go back a couple of stitches. So I'm just going to hit the -1, and as I'm hitting the -1, I'm going to be looking at my fabric. So now you know what I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and hit my -1s until it bounces over here. -1, -1, -1. I guess I could have hit him. Now I'm going to hit +1 until I'm at the very beginning of that. So let me go ahead and stitch that one out. And that's my last placement line. So you're going to have 3 of those. I'm going to cut that long thread that's kind of hanging out in the back. So I'm going to cut this one over here. Go ahead and cut that. And it's supposed to be 1 big. Make sure you have it right side up. See how hard it is to tell, but I think the white threads are there. Yeah. So 1 here, and then you're supposed to, the big one here, and then you're supposed to have 2 small ones. This one has my yellow on it. I'll use that one, the one with my yellow. Okay, 1 here, and then 1 here. Okay, that's how you're supposed to arrange it. I'm going to get my little spatula because I'm not going to tape it down. You can tape it down, but I literally just held it down and then it's stitched and then I let go. No fingers. I do not want you using your fingers. This is the one that's going to stitch down first. I'm going to just push those off to the side. And if you want to mix it up, you can mix it up. Remember how I told you I was going to do a big one? I'm going to do one of my big ones over here. If this is all you have, though, 2 smalls and a big. I have 2 sets. That I have 1 set that I'm not going to be using at all. So I'm going to just take one of the big ones. And let me look and make sure I have this right side up. There we go. I want you to just kind of peek underneath. And you want to put that circle right above the square. So that looks perfect for me. I'm just going to hold it down with my little spatula. And I'm going to hit start. And I'm going to let it stitch. It's going to just stitch a little on top of that. And I'm going to let go. You don't have to hold it there forever. Once it starts stitching it down, you can go ahead and move. What you do have to do, though, is I'm going to have to hit the stop button when it goes to the next one. I'm just going to move these out of the way. Why? Once I hear the cut, I'm going to hit the start stop. It's going to go over there, but it's not going to start stitching. I'm going to put my foot up and I'm going to lay down the next one. Just going to make sure that that is right above the little square, and it is. And you can rotate these any direction that you want. I'm just going to hold this down and let it stitch. Just make sure it's not where the needle's going down. Okay, I'm going to let go. Once I hear it cut, I'm going to hit my start stop button to stop it from stitching. It will go to the next spot though. Don't panic. There's my cut. I'm going to hit stop and I'm going to grab my next flower. Pick whichever one you want. But it's supposed to be 2 littles, 1 big. 2 littles, 1 big. Okay. Let's see. There, I can see that. This is my one that has a little bit of yellow in it. I'm going to use that one. And I'm going to peek under here and make sure that circle is right above that square. I'm going to turn it a little bit.
The one is on sale.
Okay, that looks good to me. Just going to hold it down. You can tape too. If you want to tape, you can tape. I feel like that's just so easy. Was I off target there? Maybe a little bit. And now you have these like adorable dimensional flowers. I love them. Okay, and then just let it stitch the center. I like kind of curling these edges up a little bit. They're just so cute. Aren't those fun? I think that's totally fun. You could do a button on top if you wanted, but I just like those. They're cute. And Joanne, good call. I like the bark better than the shadow. This is really fun too, because if you look at the center, it's dimensional. Do you see? It looks like a honeycomb, a stitch out, just with the direction of the stitching.
When we mirror image, do we have to go back to edit?
Yeah, you can't mirror image in the stitch out screen, the layout screen. You do have to go back to edit.
Okay.
Joanne, I'm mad. I don't like my other one now. I only like the bark center, but I'm lazy, so I'm gonna leave the other one. Okay, here we go. I guess you need to be my color consultant next time. I have to be like, Joanne, what do you think? Okay, here we go. We're done. So if you did block by block, you are done. If you used a 6x10 hoop and you had to do that tack down placement basting line, you do need to remove that. Otherwise, you'll see those threads when you go to sew it all together. We're going to mirror image, and then I'm going to leave you. I'm going to go ahead and say okay here. You cannot do it in this screen. Let's say okay until you have your layout screen. You're going to hit the word return because you have to mirror image in this page. Now, the red box tells you what your design is around. So you're just going to hit edit, and then you'll mirror image, and you're going to see it's going to swap those like little haze flowers. And then you're going to touch behind it, the quilting design. You want to make sure the blocks go around the quilting design, and then you'll mirror image that too. You don't have to. You don't have to mirror image anything if you don't want to. But if you want to mirror image and you want to mirror image the quilting and the embroidery design, we are done. I am not going to be stitching this, but if you want to save this, let's say you don't want to do it right now, you can just hit the save button. This is your save button, the pocket down at the bottom. Just go ahead and hit that. And it's going to ask you, where do you want to save it? And I recommend just saving it on the machine. But do not just keep everything saved in the machine. Periodically go in there and throw stuff out because it can bog your machine down. And that's going to be the mirror image version that I told you we were going to do, and then I didn't do. Sorry.
Hey.
And that's it. We are done. I love this and I love it. Thanks, Joanne, for the suggestion of the color. I love the bark. Anyone have any questions before we sign off? I will load this. This will just go loaded. Did you have a question, Leslie?
I do. As far as pressing the block, since it has those embellished flowers on there, would it be pressing from the top and just going around the flowers?
No, I still do. I would still take it. For me, I turn it over. So I take my block, this thing, and I'm going to turn it over face down into my wool mat. I'm going to spray the back with water, and I'm going to press the heck out of it until it lays nice and flat. And then I'll just, once I turn it to the front, I'll just kind of take these and just pull them up a little bit to make them a little dimensional. Yeah,
Okay,
but I would press the whole thing.
Is there
any other questions? All right. Have a great day. I will post this. It'll get posted at the end of the day. Get your other one done, and I will see you in November, first week of November. Oh, I can't remember. Are we doing that? Yeah, first week of November, and we're going to stitch out the November block. See you later, guys. Thank you. Sorry I was late. How do I get out of here? Let me see. Where's
Bye,
my?
Jeannie.
We'll see you. You know. Oh, here it is. End.